right, welcome to another exciting episode of Keto Rocks Radio. I'm Jim Hobbs, and to the left of me is my carnivore co-host, Brian Damage Forsythe of Kix and Rhino Bucket. And it's been another tragic in the music industry this week. Brian, I know one of your favorite bands. For us to sit there and say goodbye to the drummer Charlie Watts, it's a blow to the rock and roll family.
Yeah, it's sad, but all those guys are getting old, so.
Well, I can remember them being perceived as old even in junior high school, and the fact that they're all of them until Charlie just passed away. But I mean, living to 80, that's a good long life.
Yeah.
And do you know what I said? He died in his sleep. So was he fighting anything? Are you aware of anything he was dealing with?
Yeah, I think he went through like the throat cancer thing or something. There was something to do with that like several years ago, and he, I guess it was in remission. I don't know if that came back. I'm not sure. But
I know, so condolences to him and his family, and then to his bandmates. I know they will be grieving the loss of their bandmate and drummer for over 50 years. I think they were together for a long time.
Since the early 60s.
Wow.
But yeah, he was one of my favorite drummers. Just so simple, but always sounded good.
Yeah. It's I like the I don't know who posted. I don't know if Mick Jagger posted on his page, but he showed a picture of Charlie, and then he showed a picture of his drum set with the sign hanging, say "close." That was just such an honorable tribute to a great drummer and friend, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Wow, it's ZZ Top and now Rolling Stones. So everybody out there, this is the importance of living a healthy lifestyle, which is the reason why we're on here, sharing our keto carnivore journeys and having other people come on and join their keto carnivore journeys. And Brian, I never have anything scripted out for the most part when we do these shows, but I was reading an article today called "Why Keto Approved Food Labels Are Misleading According to a Nutritionist." And I told you guys about this. I figured I'd bring it to you, but there's the Keto Snack mix that you can get at, and you see the little Keto Certified right there.
Yeah.
Keto Certified. Now here's the ingredients. It's got almonds, dried cheddar cheese, pasteurized milk, cheese, culture, salt, pecans, macadamia nuts, sunflower oil. Yeah. And then it's got bifidobacterium lactis, which I'm sure it's B420, whatever. I'm sure that's some type of preservative. But again, it's all great until they put the sunflower oil. So it doesn't matter what it says on this label here.
Right.
And here's it's got 4 grams of total carbohydrates. That's not bad, but dietary is 2, so they subtract 1 or whatever. So it says it's got a net keto of 2 grams of carb, but we're going to go with the 4. But I went on to this site to find out who makes up this Keto Certified Foods. And
sorry. Sorry.
No, hey, it's a welcome sign. At least somebody's phone works. Sure won't be mine ringing. If you got to get that, get it.
No, I'm good.
Okay, but I was reading in that article. It had another link to, which is just sad to me, the 7 dangers of going keto, and I'm going to just really label this headline as the 7 dangers of going keto to the 7 myths about going keto. That's what it really should say. It should be 7 myths of going keto, because putting the 7 dangers of going keto is the reason why people are who like, Brian had a post yesterday or Wednesday or Tuesday that someone responded to asking about, you know, we know you're concerned about your cholesterol, Brian, but have you had your heart checked?
Yeah.
And you know, those people come from a place of truly caring about, you know, someone, but the reality of it is they've been programmed to believe that keto's dangerous, carnivore's dangerous, eating meat's dangerous, eating eggs is dangerous.
Yeah.
And these articles, like this article right here, says the 7 dangers of going keto. And one of the things that really just caused me to shake my head was that they talk about people who have diabetes should not go keto.
That's ridiculous because that'll eliminate it or
Right.
reverse it. Well,
Right.
type 2.
Yeah. So it says that's why many health experts are concerned about people on the ketogenic diet, especially those who are trying it without the guidance of a doctor. They're saying it because, look, these people who write these articles and these people who are part of the keto certified group are no different than the same people who did the heart healthy stamp of approval, who say Cheerios is good with you, good for your heart, or oatmeal is good for your heart. You know, those people have been bought and paid for, and those certifications have been bought and paid for, and they're nothing more than a marketing ploy to get you to go, oh, that's heart healthy, and to program you to believe that you're eating Cheerios or oatmeal with your brown sugar, cinnamon, butter, all that stuff that we put, sugar that you put on your oatmeal, is that you're eating healthy.
Actually, butter is the only healthy ingredient.
Yeah, thank you for correcting me. But most people put sugar and brown sugar, and
Right.
cinnamon's not bad for you either. So, but yeah, butter's the only good thing on there. But let's even go a step further. A lot of people put margarine or vegetable oil or whatever,
Yeah, vegetable oil based butter like product.
Right. Which is nothing more than another form of it. But we're constantly being bombarded with seed oils. That's why I wanted to read this bag to you all, because on the surface it looks like this is keto. As you see, I have still full bag. I'll put that away. But almost in all, go ahead, Brian. You got a thought?
But yeah, I was just going to say, well, that brings you back to the importance of reading the ingredients and not that little nutrition label, because they can, you know, these food manufacturers, they have a way of getting around those things. That's why they can call it keto, because the carbs are low. But low carbs doesn't mean anything if the ingredients are bad, you know?
Right. I mean, and if you go to that keto certification page, I guess it could be keto certified if you have 8 grams or less of carbs is one of them, and then another one, I think it's 10. It's kind of a high number, higher than you would expect.
Well, yeah, and also, well, you know, people post that. You know, I belong to a few different groups on Facebook, and people will post certain things that they found, like, oh, look what I found, and it'll be like keto bread or something. And I'll Google the ingredients, and sure enough, it's got wheat flour, it's got the vegetable oils in it, it's got maltodextrin and dextrose and sugars, and you know, the label says, you know, 4 carbs or whatever, you know, I don't know how many carbs it had, but and the people think that they're eating a keto bread, and it's like, no, you're just eating bread.
Right.
You know, it's like, I remember I commented on one of those one time, and somebody like lashed out at me saying, you know, thought I was being I forget what they called me. In other words, a spoil sport or whatever, you know, I'm
Right.
like a negative somebody. But it was like, no, I mean, you got to look at the ingredients. You can't just blindly buy stuff that says keto on the label. It's you know, you might as well just save your money and buy the regular stuff, you know?
Right. No, because you're paying more money just because it says keto, for sure. They're definitely upcharging you for offering you a keto alternative.
Yeah, and anytime something's trendy, like the gluten-free, I mean, they put gluten-free on something that didn't even have gluten to begin with, you know, just to sell it.
No, I mean, Walmart now, you go through Walmart around their pharmacy, they got keto everything in the aisles, keto this, keto that. And these people um, go, oh, you know what? I think I'm going to try this. But here's the other part. People think by buying keto and then still living their lifestyle that they're living, they believe, well, I eat keto, but keto is not a one meal choice. Keto is a lifestyle. Like if you're just eating keto, and let's just say keto as your
Or keto snack. Yeah.
yeah, if you're eating a keto snack, but then you're turning around and having mashed potatoes and gravy along with your pork chops, then you're not eating keto. Or if you're going to just pick up any numerous, but if you're going to still have your spaghetti dishes or your pastas or your pizza from Pizza Hut,
Right.
you're not living a keto lifestyle. And what people need to realize is, you know, it truly is a lifestyle, and it's about the small choices. It's truly the small choices. It's taking the time to read that label on the back of any product that you're picking up. You know, it's much easier with ribeyes because all it is meat.
Yeah.
But even some of the frozen stuff you got to look at, because they'll preserve that stuff and not good ingredients either.
Yeah, you but definitely, you pay for convenience, with your health. Most packaged stuff, you really gotta, even hamburger patties, you gotta watch it because they'll add stuff to hamburger patties if
Yep,
they.
they'll put soy in it. They'll do sugar,
Sure, yeah, yeah.
and so you really
So
got to be careful.
yeah, yeah, it's like for me, it's like I'd rather do it myself so I know what's in it. So I just buy the hamburger and make the patties.
I tell you what, I'm going to deviate a little bit because I found a great dish for all you keto people who like to snack. So get yourself the pork rinds that are just fried pork and salt. Those are the ones you want, the 2 ingredient pork rinds,
Yeah,
because
fried out pork fat.
yep,
Yeah, because
because in it,
well, here's another thing before you.
go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt,
No,
but
you're good.
I was in I don't remember what store it was in, but they had a healthy section of foods. Well, healthy, and they had pork rinds there, and I grabbed the bag, and what they considered a healthy form of pork rinds was pork rinds that were fried in canola oil.
Mm,
Which is like you just canceled out anything good about this whole product.
yeah.
It's crazy, but
Well, the thing is, you could have the same, like, I forget where we were, but we were someplace and they had the big tub of pork rinds. And the plain pork rinds had nothing more than just the fried fat and salt. Perfect.
Mhm.
They had another choice, which was the barbecue ones.
Oh yeah,
That
yeah,
ingredient list was just terrible. Like it was just nothing was good in it for you other than the pork rind, the pork fat, and the salt.
yeah.
Um,
The flavorings. Yeah, anytime you get something that's flavored, it's gonna have stuff in it like that.
so here's what I found out, which is a great fix for that. So buy the big tub of original pork rinds, which is the pork fat, fried pork fat, and your salt, and then put it on a plate. You can bring yourself some pulled pork barbecue, throw that on top. But before you do that, sprinkle the pork rinds with Old Bay seasoning, like douse them with Old Bay seasoning. Put the pulled pork on it. Throw the little of sour cream after it comes out of the microwave. Or no, put cheese on it first. Put cheese. Nuke it for about 45 seconds in the microwave. And I'm not a big microwave person, but it works great. Pull that out. Put some sour cream there in the middle. And I'm telling you, it's a pork rind extravaganza. It's like your nachos. If you love nachos, you're gonna love this, and you're not gonna feel like you're missing out at all. And that's just becoming one of my favorite snacks too. That and the smoked wings that I've become a master on the Traeger. So the Traeger is definitely making me look like a chef that knows what he's doing. Uh, but I deviate a little bit, but there's are 2 things that you guys can fix up really quick. And they're good for you. They taste great, and you won't feel like you're missing out. So like you're going to football games or football parties or get together tailgating, you feel like you want to bring a dish that you can share in and share with others, do that. Your friends will love you for it. Um, But in this article, Brian, I want to talk about this because this is why the people reach out to you or say, hey, how's your heart doing? This article says increased risk of heart disease and diabetes. This guy says when done right, the keto diet includes lots of vegetables and lean sources of animal protein. In other words, it's not an excuse to eat butter and bacon, although some people may try to do just that. Many health experts are concerned about people on the ketogenic diet, especially those who try it without the guidance of a doctor or nutritionist, because they say the high-fat diets, like many people are on, raise the cholesterol levels, and some studies suggest that they increase the risk of diabetes. Some have even called it a cardiologist's nightmare. So you read these articles, and I just like, you've got to be kidding me. They're based off, European Society of Cardiology Congress. They said in Munich suggested that people on the lowest carb diets had the highest risk of dying from cancer, cardiovascular conditions, and all other causes. I'm just going to tell you right now, I think that's total BS. I don't buy it at all.
Yeah.
And yet this is what's out there to counteract people who start to experience the positive changes in their health who go keto.
Right. And then you look further to see who's funding these research that they're talking about. And it turns out it's some food company or Coca-Cola or somebody,
Well, I'm going to dive into this one because this one says these stories were delivered from Healthy Living Newsletter. I guarantee you, Healthy Living Newsletter is being supported by the food industry.
Well, the healthy should have the quotes.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. It's they're just using scare tactics to try to scare people, and I feel bad. Like my mother gets these little pamphlets from, I don't know who sends them to her, but these little health things, and she'll flip through them and read them, and then I'll come to visit, and she'll say, well, it says that like that's really bad for you, and it's like, no, it's not. It's like that's like 1960s thinking, or 70s I should say, because that's when it all went downhill. But yeah, and it's funny because you mentioned that comment I got on Facebook the other day about is your heart health, or have you had your heart checked? But it's like, if I would have posted like a bowl of oatmeal like you're saying, or sugar frosted flakes, nobody would even question that.
Or you're at a birthday party celebrating one of your friend's birthday party, you have a big old piece of cake and cookies. People go, oh, that looks so good. People would that nobody would ever respond to a picture of you having ice cream and cake going, hey, have you had your heart checked lately?
Right, exactly. It's just weird. Like, you post a picture of real food and they're concerned. It's like, no, this is what you're supposed to eat.
Well, and I think that's because and this is a really big topic that I've been on tangent. We let other entities program what we believe. And anytime someone's using fear, guilt to control you or what choices you're going to make, you really better just take a step back and ask yourself, why are they wanting me to choose this direction? Like even in this article here, it talks about you're probably better off going to plant-based protein instead of real meat. And what's that stuff made of? Canola oil, sunflower. They get all the stuff that we talk about that's not really good for you, that causes inflammation in your body. They're endorsing.
Yeah, well, the other thing too, you can't. The protein you get from plants is not the protein that the body uses. It's I mean, there might be a tiny fraction in plant-based protein that your body can use, but it's nowhere near what like actual beef or something contains,
Yeah, so it's just amazing to me that these articles, I understand why people are confused out there who go, my doctor said I shouldn't do a keto diet, or my doctor said, I definitely don't want to do carnivore, or my doctor's saying eating one meal a day is not, I should be eating 5 to 7 times a day. I need to snack my way through the day. But here's what I challenge everyone to do. just go out there and live it yourself for 30 days and take your own notes. How are you feeling when you wake up in the morning? And I'm not saying it's going to be easy, because in the beginning, if you've been addicted to sugar or flour or bread, it's going to take a while to get adjusted, not going to a staple that you've always reached out for, but just try it. Take those notes. You may have the keto flu for the first 2 or 3 days and changing over to this new lifestyle. But I would almost guarantee you at the end of 30 days, if you truly have done it, honestly, you're going to feel much better.
Yes.
And even in this article, it's so funny. They say, well, they were saying athletes don't do well on a keto diet. And they said, even the athletes who are cyclists who say they contribute their success or better times to keto, they don't even give it credence to the fact that it's actually they're healthier. It says anytime you lose weight, you're going to feel lighter and be able to do more. So it doesn't necessarily make it a healthy choice to go keto. We find that long-term keto is not good for you.
Well, see, there again, they're associating keto with weight loss, which it does. It will, if you're overweight, it'll knock off the weight, but that's not the goal of that diet. It's to be healthy, not to just lose weight. And I mean, losing weight is healthy if you're overweight, but that's not the only thing it does.
No. Well, I know that's why it was a little bit disturbing to read this article saying that basically don't go keto if you're a diabetic, type 1 or type 2 diabetic. And yet so many people who are type 1 or been assigned that type 1, type 2 death sentence, who've gone keto or carnivore, have reversed that 100% of the time. You're able to free yourself from that title or that label of having diabetes when you go keto carnivore.
Well, type 1 you have to be a little bit more careful with, but yeah, type 2 definitely. It's actually the cure, and it's weird that they're telling you to stay away from the cure because they want to sell you the drugs instead. That's why.
And I'm and you see these articles that are written, you see what's being marketed, and that's what I'm saying. You just really got to take time to ask yourself, why are they marketing all this keto stuff now? Where was this keto stuff 30 years ago? I mean, they all do their own research. They all have their own beta groups. They all have these people who are always creating food types. Where was the keto carnivore phase 30 years ago when they were creating, or 40 years ago when they were creating margarine and invest in corn oil, all that stuff that they've now sold to you as a healthy alternative to butter.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's just really odd what's happening. There we go. The proper human diet.
My new cup.
There you go. You just got it?
Yeah, about a week ago.
Okay. So, next thing you know, they'll be telling you that water is not good for you.
Yeah. The healthy alternative is Coca-Cola.
Oh, well, no, you talk about marketing ploys. It's funny now. They actually market water as healthy. Just plain old water is healthy. Like, oh, because it's saying that it's healthy. Doesn't have this, doesn't have that, and it's like it's water. It's just H2O. It's you guys adding stuff to it that causes it to be unhealthy, and then they give you the original version, and they're like they came up with it. Like,
yeah.
Try this water. So
that's pretty funny.
It is a crazy time. But anyway, let's switch gears a little bit. Brian, how was your Kix shows in Pennsylvania last weekend? How'd they go?
They went pretty well. We actually had 2 good shows, and I mean the first one was at Penins Peak, which is a beautiful venue. I love playing there. I mean everything about that place. It's got a nice stage. It's just the whole room. I don't know if you've ever been there, but it's just beautiful. It's like up on the mountaintop, and it's.
Oh, so can't you see the mountains? I mean, is the mountains off? I mean, is it an outside venue or inside?
No, it's inside.
Okay.
But it's it's all wood. It's got wood beams, and it's just really nice. And then the backstage is, it's just one of those places. It's just a pleasure to play, and they take care of you there. They have like catering, and it's just really cool. So that was nice. And then the second show was an outdoor show in Selinsgrove. It was a little hot that day, but other than that, that turned out to be a success. But it was kind of weird because they had I mean, we played at the same venue what was it, Labor Day last year, and it was one of the only COVID shows we did during the COVID shutdown. And but they still set it up the same with they had this barrier like 20 feet out from the stage. So it was kind of weird because the crowd couldn't get up to the stage. And then something happened with the lights. So the front row of lights was stuck on. Frank couldn't turn them back off. So we had those lights glaring. And so we couldn't really, I mean, you could sort of see the front of the crowd, but you couldn't really see the crowd from the stage. And then I guess because the lights were on, it attracted all these bugs. Poor Steve, and they were mostly up at the front because that's where the lights were, and that's where Steve is most of the time. So he was dealing with like just swarming like these bugs. It was so funny because at the end of the show, he said he was full because
he ingested some bug protein, huh?
Yeah.
Well, talking about that. One of those two shows, I think it was the latter. You got catered at a piece of mystery meat that you posted. What was it?
It was pork. It was pork loin, but
okay.
Yeah, they said, oh yeah, we're gonna get you some pulled pork and some barbecued chicken, and I'm like, oh, that sounds good. And they bring these trays from somewhere. I don't know where they got them, but it was smoked because I could tell because the pork loin was wrapped in foil and the foil had that smoked residue on it. But it wasn't pulled pork; it was pork loin, and it was just these little tubes. And I don't know. There was something on the outside of it, and I'm not sure what it was. So I kind of scraped it off.
Yeah, but here's a testament to your eye of taking pictures. You even made the mystery meat on a paper plate look attractive. I was like, how does he do that? But
yeah. It's the angle.
Yeah, well, it looked good. I was trying to figure out, is it a chicken thigh? Is it pork? It looks like it's got bacon on it. I had no idea what it was. I was with everybody else. I was like, I'm gonna have to ask them that question, what the mystery meat is. So it was pork, huh?
Yeah, and I don't know what there was something that looked sort of like bacon, but it wasn't bacon because I did taste a little bit of it just out of curiosity, and I swear I could taste a little bit of saltine crackers in there. So it was like, I'll scrape that off.
Well, I don't know if you ever use your Traeger to smoke chicken wings. I know you don't typically do chicken that much. You're not a fowl eater.
Nah, the only chicken I eat is the livers and the hearts.
No, they're good too.
Yeah.
But I did an experiment this weekend, back-to-back days. So I went to Costco and bought their chicken wings, and then I went to Aldi's and bought a bag of their chicken wings, and I did a side-by-side comparison. And Peggy participated in this experiment, and both Peggy and I chose the wings from Aldi's. And they were really, really good. And so anybody who wants to try something a little bit different on their smoker, I mean, if you don't do the chicken wings, I bought the wings and I put them on a tray that's vented, covered them in, actually I did it two different ways. I melted some butter, put them in a Ziploc bag, shook them in the bag, and then I dumped them out, and then I covered them liberally with Old Bay seasoning, and then I just put them right on the smoker. I smoked them for about, I'm going to say probably 45 minutes until they became internal temp of the wing was 170. Once 170, I just pulled them off, set them off to the side for a few minutes, and then got myself a cup of blue cheese dressing, and they were delicious. So it's going to be my Sunday ritual. On Sundays is going to be Wing Sunday. I'm going to make those all year long for sure. And they were delicious.
At that venue, the other tray of food was some kind of chicken, like chunks of chicken in this barbecue sauce, and I didn't have any, but those other guys said it was like rubber.
Oh
So I don't know what they did wrong, but they either overcooked it or they microwaved it or something. There was
probably microwave. Microwave will definitely do that to food.
yeah, because Steve usually likes the chicken. He says he took a bite and he says he just kept chewing and chewing and chewing and nothing would happen.
Oh my gosh. Well, good thing he got filled up on bugs. So
Yeah.
he didn't go away for the weekend hungry.
Yeah, that was a slim that day, that chunk of meat I had, that's all I had the whole day. But
Wow.
because it was one of those days where we stayed over where Penins Peak is. We stayed at a hotel there, and then it was an hour and a half drive. So by the time I got to the venue, we had like a half hour till sound check, and then I also sold one of my guitars.
Yes, that's awesome.
So anyway, I had to deal with all that stuff. So I didn't have time to go find food somewhere because usually I'll eat on the way just to make sure I'm covered. But this day I had to rely on the whatever they brought us, and that was it.
Did you guys ride together from one venue to the next, or did you guys individually just drive?
um, well, normally we would, but yeah, since it was kind of local, because I drove myself, I had a rent a car, and then Bob drove his car, and then Jimmy and Steve rode together. But yeah, so there was a few separate cars driving.
I saw your one bandmate Bob. Boy, he tore up some crabs, some blue crabs. That looked delicious. Oh my gosh, they look really really good. And talking about crabs, we're going to get Billy back on the show and let everybody know how he's doing. He's
Yeah.
and then we got some other people who got their lab work back. So it'd be interesting to find out how their lab work is showing their health wise status.
Yeah, I'm coming up on. I'm due for another run of lab tests, so probably sometime, maybe September. I don't know. September's really busy this year. We got a lot of gigs, so it might be early October. But I'm planning on going for another bunch of tests, just to see.
Yeah, no, guess you do it every year. You got a birthday coming up in September, right? Isn't your birthday in September?
64.
Wow, that was a great year. All right, it's that time of the evening where we get a chance to check in with Mr. Brian Schenker of the MeatTribe YouTube channel for our meat deals of the week. So what do you got for us this week, Brian?
All right, got some really good deals. We're going to start off with Carnes Quality Foods down in Central PA or up in Central PA. They've got some choice grade boneless top round London broils and steaks for $4.99 a pound. And they've got some choice grade boneless steakhouse sirloin steaks for $7.49 a pound. And their deals run through the 30th of August. And of course, they've got a ton more deals than just these two that I'm telling you about. They probably got about five more beef deals and a bunch of pork and seafood and stuff like that. Next up, we've got a couple of deals from Food Lion. They've got some 80% lean ground chuck for $2.99 and some choice grade bone-in T-bone steaks for $9.99 a pound. And those run through the 31st of August. And those deals start today. Aldi's got a boneless tri-tip roast, Morton's of Omaha seasoned tri-tip roast for $4.99 a pound, and that runs through the 31st of August. And we got a couple of deals from Harris Teeter. They've got their rancher grade bone-in porterhouse and T-bone steak value pack for $6.99 a pound, and they've got a Smithfield Boston butt pork roast for 99 cents a pound.
Wow. Yeah, that's a great price.
And they're going to limit you on 2 of those. I know you have a Harris Teeter near you, Jim. Brian, you don't have Harris Teeter down there, do you?
Not that I know of.
Too bad. That's a pretty good deal. Jim, when you bought those value packs for the ribeyes, how many were in there? Was it just 2 or were there 3?
3.
3. Oh, okay. That makes it really good then. good
And they
price.
took another dollar off, even at the sale price when they packaged them up so it's a really good deal.
Oh, good. That's awesome. I keep waiting for those ribeyes to go back on sale down there at Harris Teeter so I can go get some. But
they usually rotate every 4 weeks. So I mean, it'll be New York strip, Porter. So it'll come back up in rotation. So he's either going to be next week or the week after. The ribeyes will be back on their schedule.
okay. Yeah,
That's the reason why everybody should have a freezer, because when they go on sale, stock up.
Yes. Yeah. I've got two extra freezers, one out in the garage and one in my basement. So I've got plenty of space. So Brian, I don't know if you'd be interested in this one, but down at Kroger, they've got this kind of like that thing that I got at Aldi's, like a big pack of different steaks put together, which I still haven't done the open the reveal yet. But kids are back in school, so I've got some more free time. I'm going to do that. But they've got what they're calling a Kansas City Steaks Essential Duo Junior. Now you can't go to the store and pick it up. It says they'll ship it to your home. It says 3 to 8 days to get it. And it's $127. And they've got 4 cuts of meat in there. They've got filet, ribeye, strip, and sirloin, and they give you 2 of each. But at $127, I don't know if I would gamble, since you can't go there and see it. You know, how you're not going to really know how big those cuts are. They could be like little medallions or something,
or paper thin. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's although on the box, I didn't see it on their weekly ad. I don't know if you could find a better picture of it. Maybe they tell you how many ounces each cut is. I'd have to look into that. That would help. You know,
Yeah.
And then the last deal, Giant Eagle has some prime grade boneless bottom round value pack steaks or roasts for $6.99 a pound. For prime grade, that's a pretty good price. I'm not real familiar with the bottom round cut. I don't know. You know, I stick to ribeyes, strips, New York strips, and tenderloins, stuff like that. I don't know if either of you have any experience with bottom round cuts.
No.
I don't like to chance it. I like, I know what I like. I like the ribeyes, the porterhouse, stuff like that. When you get those other cuts, I don't want to take a chance. But $6.99 a pound for prime grade, you would think that's got to be pretty good.
Yeah, that's not a bad price.
Yeah.
So that's all I got for you guys this week.
Well, thank you very much for checking in with us and give us the savings that everybody can benefit from. And we will see you next Friday.
Sounds good, guys. Take care.
All right. See you, Brian.
Bye.
Anyway, well, anything else? Where are you guys playing this week, Brian? Where's Kix playing this week?
We are up in where are we? Massachusetts. This place called the Vault. The venue's called the Vault. Yeah, it's just a one-off. We're flying into Providence, and then driving up to the gig. And it's a decent place. We played there before.
Is that Saturday night or Friday night?
Saturday.
Oh, good. So you get a chance to spend the week at home for a change.
Yeah.
And everybody wants to know how your air conditioning's doing?
Oh, it's fixed. It's working great. I don't know what caused it was a short in the wires, but yeah, the guy came in and he says it's a common thing that happens with ACs. So it was a little junction box where they the wires they have the little caps on them where they twist the wires together.
Right.
And it was one of those things. The cap had a little burn hole in it, and the wires had shorted out. So he just pulled the old cap off and snipped the wires and restripped them and put a new thing on, and the thing was up and running in like 10 minutes.
Wow. Well, that was good. And that's under warranty, hopefully.
Yes. What's the funny thing is, it's a 10-year parts warranty, but it was only a 1-year
labor warranty. Yeah.
And it ran out in, what did he say? March, which is weird because I had the thing replaced in April. But anyway, the guy let me slide. He goes, I'm just gonna charge you whatever. It was a service call. So, so it was just a service call fee. There wasn't any labor involved.
Good. Well, hope you guys have a great show this week. If someone's tuning into to our episode tonight, what bit of advice would you give someone who may be searching for what they could do for better health?
Well, like usual, eat your meat.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we will see you guys next Friday. Stay safe, stay well, and stay out of the hospital. Have a good week, everybody.
But it's there.